Okay, let's try another word problem. In this word problem, well, first let's read it. A ball in the shape of a sphere has a volume of 288 pi inches cubed. What is the volume of the ball? And above it, they give you some information here, including a formula for the volume of a sphere, which is what a ball is. Sphere, ball, two different names for the same shape. And that formula is reproduced right here. It is volume, or V, equals 3 over 4 times pi times r cubed. So let's go ahead and plug this volume that they gave us into this formula. So they gave us a volume of 288 pi, and then they said that that equals, according to this formula, 4 thirds pi times r cubed. So let's see what we can do here. First of all, I see pi on both sides. Let's deal with that. Let's divide both sides of the equation by pi. And what happens? It goes away. It cancels out on both sides. So now my equation, and I'm going to change colors to make it easier to see. Now my equation is 288 equals 4 over 3 r cubed. Okay. I need the r cubed by itself to be able to solve for r. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this fraction, 4 thirds. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 over 4. And over here, same thing, 3 over 4. Now on this side, it's going to cancel out and it's going to go away. On this side, what are we doing? We're multiplying by 3, we're dividing by 4. Now in this particular case, I think I want to try dividing 288 by 4 first. So let's try this. Okay, does 4 go into 2? No, it doesn't. Does it go into 28? Yes, it does. And it goes in how many times? It goes in 7 times, giving me 28. And when I subtract, I get a 0. Now I bring down this other 8. And how many times does 4 go into 8? It goes in 2 times. Again, evenly. So if I divide by 4, I'm going to get 72. So now I've got 3 times 72 equals r cubed. And in case I hadn't mentioned it yet, when we multiply a whole number times a fraction, what we're doing is we're multiplying the whole number by the top of the fraction and dividing by the bottom of the fraction. It does not matter whether we divide first or multiply first. In this case, I divided first because it gave me a smaller number and made it convenient. Now I just need to do 3 times 72. So I've got 72, and I'm going to multiply it by 3. And I'm going to go ahead and change colors and try to give myself a little more room while I'm at it. Let's extend the page. So when I do that, 3 times 2 gives me 6. 3 times 7 gives me 21. So I've got 216. So 216 equals r cubed. In order to be able to solve this, I now need to take the cube root of both sides. And to do that, of course, I'm going to factor my 216, which is definitely divisible by 2. So when I divide by 2, I'm going to get 100 8, which is also divisible by 2, which will give me 54, also divisible by 2, giving me 27, which is divisible by 3, giving me 9, which is 3 times 3. So let's circle the primes. Now, I have a set of 3 2s and a set of 3 3s. So this 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8. The cube root of 8 is 2. And this 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. The cube root of 27 is 3. So what's the cube root of 216? It's 2 times 3, and that equals 6. So my r, my radius, equals 6. And what are those units? Let's go back to the original problem. And in my original problem, the volume was in inches cubed, so that means that my radius is, and what was the number? It was 6, right? Yes, it was 6. My radius equals 6, and the units inches. So there's my answer.